want to know, like, what are they? Slim Jims? I don't know. Are they like Slim Jims? They might be like Slim Jims. You like Slim Jims? Don't think anybody actually likes Slim Jims, but they eat them. Yeah. Then you're like, I guess that was okay. But you never go out of your way to buy a Slim Jim. They just somehow end up in your life. You know? You're like, I want to eat something, and for some reason there's a Slim Jim, and you eat it, and you're like, it was okay. Like, it had flavor, but you just eat it because it's there. Well, bad video games tend to be that way in a lot of people's lives. You don't eat it just because you want that specific thing. Maybe you wanted it once, but then regretted it later because, it's a Slim Jim. Well, you know, I think that we have somebody who tends to dole out things that maybe have a little bit more spice than Slim Jims, but definitely leave a bad aftertaste. Please welcome on in our GM for the game, Jeff. Jeff, come chat. Yeah, there is a lot of Slim Jim hate going on. I don't know. I'd pretty much rather buy anything else at a gas station. For some reason, like, Slim Jim and gas station are hand in hand. You do not buy a Slim Jim anywhere else. Oh, hello, Jeff.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I know you don't eat Slim Jims, and be glad, because they're very, I don't know, you never really get them on purpose.
I don't.
Yeah, and I think this game is one that nobody gets on purpose as well.
Well, they're getting it because I purposed it for them.
You purposed it. Okay, you got it on purpose. But yeah, I've never heard of this game. Big surprise. I don't know. I don't know how you keep finding some of these games out there. I thought that it had a Spanish title, but then somebody mentioned Russian?
Yes, it's Russian.
Okay. I like Russian. Yeah, okay. What game is it?
Sabor.
See, that sounds Spanish.
Well, I don't have a Russian accent to do. Sorry.
How would you even say it with a Russian accent? Like, Sabor! Yeah, that was just exactly
just
the
like
same,
that.
except I sounded angrier, that's all. Saber! Saber to flavor, like Slim Jims. I'm sorry, I'm on a Slim Jim thing today, I guess.
This is a DOS game, and it is a mixed genre game, I guess you could say. There are 8 different levels. Some of them are fighting levels. Some of them are... I don't really know what you'd call them. Kind of platformer-ish, but without platforms, but just like walking carefully.
It almost seemed like adventure style, maybe like the staircase game. You have to walk up the stairs adventure style game.
Yeah, one of the levels is kind of like that.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's just sort of I don't know what you call it, but like a multiplayer melee with all of your characters and the whole army on the other side.
Wait, do you control all of them?
Not at once, but yes.
Oh, thank goodness. A brawler?
Brawler. I don't know what to call this. This is just
This game sounds like it's in a league of its own. I mean, you made me play that one anti-drunk driving game that, while a platformer, I had no idea like how to reliably control everything. So when you say like that this is possibly some genres, I'm still scared because you can say that it's a genre and it still won't control like it is, Jeff. I know better than to trust genres when it comes to you.
All right, I have a confession. I'm a little scared about this too, because the controls are so weird and the game is so unusual. I went over the controls with the players like 6 times to make sure they understand
Uh-oh.
what's actually happening, and we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be too hard and we won't see a lot of progress. The game has a built-in save feature, so I'm allowing them to use that.
Okay.
Because I'm not a monster.
Oh, I'm sure you're not.
But yeah, I gave them like probably a 1,500 word essay on how to play the game.
No, Jeff, no. My students can't even write 1,500 words.
Wait, no, because you wanted them to suffer and not have instructions, or no, because
It's
because the
perfect.
game's that complicated. All right.
Okay, it looks like Gene Genie's ready, Ritz Blues is ready, Queezer and Pika Pals. I'll start the timer, or the countdown. So what emotes should people spam? Oh my gosh.
Arms, muscles, anything like that. Pretty much anything from Macaw's chat.
Okay, muscles. I'm gonna start our timer as soon as we see movement. Asuka, thank you for the raid as well. Great job on your last game. Come on, give me all of the strength.
So this game, there's a question. This game is not in Russian. It is actually released in Russian, English, and potentially a couple of other languages. So we're going to watch this opening cutscene.
Oh, this is a cutscene. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I started the timer at the beginning of the cutscene.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will be too upset. I like this music. Oh,
It's got music.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, it's got music. The graphics look, all right.
Oh, no.
For now.
You have an arm and a face, and then nothing in between.
Yes, that's right.
Wait, is there any audio?
There is, you should be able to hear sound effects. Yeah.
Okay, I hear them. Point.
So here's what's going on. The arm gets more muscular as you land punches and kicks. The face gets sad when you get punched.
Okay, so you want to get beefy and not get sad.
Yes.
It looks like Ritz Blues took down the first opponent super quickly. Do you play as green?
You're playing as the turquoise aquamarine
Oh, okay.
colored one, not the one that's solid purple.
Yeah, Ritz Blues, it's interesting because Ritz Blues' opponent is not moving at all.
Yeah, sometimes they get a little... I don't know, sometimes you can stun lock them or whatever. The AI is not that great. I was only able to make some progress in this game when I started being able to stun lock some of the enemies.
How many
but you
fights do you have?
So you have 5, one for each of your heroes, and you can see the faces change to represent the different heroes, so you can tell them all apart. But the fights play out identically, so you're doing the same thing 5 times, just with 5 different characters. Wait, what's going on Ritz's
Like
screen?
I said, the enemy is not moving at all.
I wonder if Ritz hit, like, training instead of game? But I saw the cutscene. It kind of feels like it somehow went into 2-player mode or something like that, but that shouldn't
Well, here's the deal. What I'm telling Ritz right now, sometimes
I think that was
AI.
just a lucky break that the AI messed up.
Actually, what I'm doing, because that is a huge disadvantage for the other players, like a huge, or is it? Weezer is
Yes,
moving on.
I'll explain why, but it's possible the Ritz Blues will just die on this screen and need
Nah,
to.
I told Ritz to restart, and we're going to
Yeah.
give Ritz a little bonus time towards the end, based off of how much
Okay.
time was spent on the AI not reacting.
All right.
So,
That sounds good.
yeah, there you go, everybody. I like to make the matches as fair as possible, and if one person gets a significant advantage, then yeah.
All right. So I need to explain what all is going on here. So the first screen that you saw, the first level, you're trying to power them up by getting their arms big and beefy.
Yes.
And they're going to keep that stat for the rest of the game. So it's really important that you do well on this first level. No matter what you do on the first level, you will continue to the second level.
Oh, really?
So there's no
Yeah.
there's no losing.
The fact that stats carry over from one level to the next, yeah, restarting is the thing to do.
Yeah, it looks like everything's working fine on Ritz's.
Good.
And now. Although, like I said, there are some times I was able to stun lock the computer. So I don't know if the AI, not on this level, but periodically through the match.
Yeah, we'll probably see that happen later on. Yeah, Ritz Blues is doing fairly well this time. It looks like the other players are in these brawler sections, and I have no idea what's happening.
So I can explain that.
Yeah.
So the second level, this brawler thing, plays automatically if you let it. So you just sit there and watch, and if your characters are strong enough, you win. And however many characters are still standing, move on to the next level.
Okay.
However, you can hit F1 to take manual control of one character at a time. So where you see the character in the dark blue, that is the currently selected character.
Okay, Genie's dark blue character is dead.
Yeah. So that means it's time to select the next one, or just, die.
Yeah, restarting isn't necessarily the worst idea in the world.
So what you need it. So I'm letting them save and load. So what they have to figure out now is, are they satisfied with how they did on the first round, so that they should save and keep loading from that point? Or are they going to find that, they thought that they did well on the first round, and it gets them a little further into the game, and then they realize, oh no, this game gets real hard, and my characters aren't fully powered up. I'm in trouble.
Okay, that makes sense. Also, just so that people can imagine a little bit more what's happening here, this is a DOS game, and the fighting controls use the numpad. Honestly, it wasn't too unusual for that to happen. I know that the fighting in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, for example, the fighting sessions there, you use the numpad as well.
Yeah, the numpad's real weird here, though. So 5 turns you around, and then 7 is punch. So I guess that makes some sense. 1 is a shorter punch. 8 is like the roundhouse kick thing, and 2 is to knee them, and then 9, 6, and 3 are for blocking punches and kicks.
How do you move towards the enemy?
Oh, I'm sorry. 4 and 6 are move left and right.
Okay. Yeah, it's
5 is turn around. Yeah.
That's kind of painful. If you end up on the wrong side of the enemy or the
Yeah.
other side, do the controls change from one side of the numpad to the other, or do they stay?
They stay the same. If you want them to change, you need to hit 5 to make your character turn around.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you hit 5, your defense is then on the left side and your offense on the right side.
Right.
Okay, that's actually a really good way of doing it. I would say that if for keyboard with fighting style, that's probably the best way.
So I have no idea how far anybody's going to get, because I think that we will see for at least the first 15 minutes or so, people working really hard on the first level and restarting every time so they can try and buff up their characters as much as possible. The way that I was able to beat the second level was putting it into manual mode by hitting F1, and then use tab to select which character you want to have. So I picked my strong character.
Mm-hmm.
And then you use plus and minus to make them move up and down. So I lined up all the enemies horizontally, and then I moved over to the far left side of the screen, and then just kept mashing the number 9, and then that just kept punching them all at the same time. I did that for about 2 minutes, and eventually it killed all of them. I made it onto the next level with one surviving person. So, that wasn't great, but you can actually beat the third level pretty readily with only one person.
Yeah.
You get into trouble after that, but eventually somebody's going to have a strong enough. They'll do well enough on the first round that they'll
get past the fighting stage. Yeah, it looks like Pika Pals just got wrecked right there.
Yeah, they're all going to get wrecked quite a bit. You have to be very strong to survive it. And like I said, I think manual mode is really the way to go on that. So it looks like everybody is doing that.
Yes.
Everybody I've seen has done manual.
Now, just so everybody who's watching knows as well, this game came out in Russia. This is pretty... I don't know if it was the first one after the fall of the Soviet Union, but it was relatively close to being one of the first games from Russia. Released in 1991, beat 'em up. You have hand-to-hand combat to defeat the evil forces of blonde-haired dudes. Yeah. Everybody's blonde in this game.
Well, no, actually, they aren't. Just all we've seen so far.
Oh, okay.
This is, as you get a little further into the game, the lore is this, the story of Baba Yaga. And so there will be Baba Yaga, dragons, and a chicken house. I mean, a cabin with a hut with chicken legs on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, all the standard stuff.
Okay, so this possibly came out a little bit before the fall of the Soviet Union. I don't know. I'm showing this was released in 1991. If it was released after December 26th, then it was after. And if it was before then it was before. So there you go. I have no idea. It was around the time, though.
Yeah. And, I found this game was originally discovered a couple years ago, but it was an older version of the game that didn't work quite right. So this new version was discovered last year, and it includes an English version, which is fantastic because now the title screen's in English.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the lore. I can give you the lore dump. It comes with a text file that's in Russian, but thanks to the magic of Google Translate, which actually worked pretty well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me send this over to you for a dramatic reading.
Now, yeah, go ahead and send that over to me. I'm taking a look at some of the developers here, by the way, because, they didn't only work on this game. The company actually made several other games. The company known as Gamos. I don't recognize any of them, but Igor Selivanov worked on Black Prophecy. It was a web game, I believe, out in 2011, and that sounds vaguely familiar to me. Alexei Danilkin worked on other games like Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams. He was one of the animators for that. Yeah, Heliodor, Darkstar. We've got some of the Arcana games. Anno 2070, he was an artist for that. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool thing to see that he was able to go and make a solid career. I don't really think of Russians working on a lot of video games. But there definitely have been throughout history. Karozia is saying those were German games, so he may have moved to Germany later, and that's definitely possible. Yeah, that's really cool.
Actually, if you, instead of hitting game, if you hit about on the first screen, there's little pictures of the developers and a little bit about them.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I am ready to read the lore. I feel like I have to try a Russian accent.
I mean, you don't have to. You're going to, but
I'm going to. Everybody, forgive me for what you're just about to hear. Okay. Legend of Sabor. It was a long time ago. In every principality, every village, then there were constant battles with weapons in hand. Any trifle could end in a fight for life and death. To end with endless bloodshed, the possession of weapons was at the end. Ends are prohibited. However, the evil enemies managed to somehow steal the secret of the ancient Russian wrestling Sabor. They used it to terrify all over the country. This is certainly an accident. A gloomy castle was built at the end of the world, in which many huge bats were taken refuge. They kidnapped people, bewitched them, so that the captives forgot their homeland, and how do you even say that, Val? I don't know. I'm told to not try the accent anymore. Too bad. And taught them how to kill with sabor. Slender hordes of highly trained slaves ravaged the country. Since then, the land has been ruled by chaos. Many courageous and stubborn heroes tried to They tried to fight against these huge armies, but were powerless against Sabor, and any battle ended in defeat. However, by some miracle, the old scrolls with the secrets of Sabor preserved in a small unknown village. 5 fearless youths decided to free the country from terrible enemies. This is your little army, but here's the catch. You cannot control 5 fighters at the same time. Well, do? Jeff, this translation is so good. However, there is a great solution to this problem. You train them one at a time and they can fight on their own. The better you do this, the more chances you have to go through everything. Obstacles and destroy evil magic. So there we go.
Yeah, that. So yeah, pretty much what it says. train them each individually, and this is a very innovative approach. I've never seen anything where it sort of starts with a single level where you train an entire team one at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and then your stats carry over.
I mean, it's kind of a cool system. I like the idea. I don't know if it's very well implemented, but it's an idea for sure.
The thing is, the thing is that if you do it well on the first level, then you just save, right? So you don't have to go through that again. So you only really have to do that once. So even though it's a little tedious, I like that part of it. That's why I'm letting them do the save feature. I don't want to spend the entire match just watching the first match done over and over again.
Yeah. I hope that we get to see past this soon, because as much as I like seeing the close-up fighting section and then the far-out fighting section, it'd be good to see the next area. My gosh. Can you save right before the 5v5 area here?
Yeah, so you can't save during the first level training thing, but as soon as that's done, you can save.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All you have to do is get a beefy arm. And I swear I've seen that arm before. Like, oh, Gene Genie 5 versus 1. Yeah, good luck.
Well, but Gene Genie, I mean, that's how I beat it. I did 5 versus 1, and I just did I did exactly what Gene Genie is doing right now. I lined them all up. And then I went off to the left side of the screen. But I think that's a good idea.
Honestly, yeah, that would be a fine idea. The biggest thing that you need to do is make sure that the person you're playing as has beefy arm. You know, if you choose skinny arm guy, not gonna work out. I'm glad that like the profile portraits all show different hairstyles, so you know which person you're playing as.
Yeah, they're all fairly similar-ish, though, if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, what does the smile of the face essentially mean how much you've got until you get destroyed?
No. This means happy.
Oh, okay.
And when you get hit, you're sad.
Well, yeah.
But it's not like in Doom where your face gets progressively bloodier until you're dead. Like, after you get sad, you go back to being happy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is certainly a game.
Yeah, it is. I was hesitant, but we have some pretty good players for round 1. So.
Yeah, Gene Genie, Ritz Blues, and Pika Pals have all played before. I'm unsure about Queezer. If Queezer has been in Kuso6rande before, I don't recall the name. But yeah, Gene Genie, honestly, has come very close to being a Kuso champion before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This really throws everybody for a loop, though, because we don't have a lot of fighting games on here, or brawlers.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Queezer has indeed played in Kuso 5. Got to experience the first match with Tatsunoko Fighter given out by Glitch Witch back then. Oh, the fun stuff. And then after that, Dragon Heart Fire and Steel for the PS1. Wow. And now a DOS game. And not just any DOS game, this DOS game. Because we've got Sabor, or Saber, The Sabor. I don't know what it means, but it's just saber.
Maybe an invented word. I mean, they describe it as being a type of martial arts, a
Okay.
Russian, like a traditional Russian martial arts, but I couldn't find anything for it. And the website I found it in, and that's what Case is referring to also, it literally translates as cathedral.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
But I
I
don't
like it.
know that that makes any. But like, given the lore, it sounds like maybe that's not how they're using it in a literal sense.
Yeah, you're
Um,
probably right.
Rich Blue's real close to winning here.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Success. Ritz Blues moves into the lead here.
Nice.
Only
So-
one person, but hey, that's all you need.
Yep. So I've told them all to let the cutscene play the first time they get to it. It's not really much of a cutscene, but we'll see. Ritz
Well, that
Blues
didn't last long.
not gonna save. I think. Nope, dead. All right, game over. I think it would have been a good idea to save there.
I would
but
have at
I
least
don't know.
saved even if I wouldn't load. Like, just to make
Well, here's
sure
the
that I
thing.
had some sort of save.
You have one save slot, right? So, if Ritz Blues was confident with, or was happy that they were able to beat, or that he was able to beat, the brawler round, there's no reason you can't just reload and keep making it through there until you get a little bit more experience. But what I would have done is I would have saved it at that point and just kept practicing that level for a little bit, because the way that the way the progress is measured is just going to be how far you get.
Oh, yeah.
Determines, right? So like you can get through all those skulls with just one person. In fact, if you have 5 people,
You have to
still
do
have
it
to
5
go-
times?
You just have to do it 5 times. You do it,
No! Oh
you do
my
it one-
gosh.
yeah, you just do it one person at a time. So like having 5 people doesn't really, do too much if you're
Yeah.
not if you don't know how to do it well.
Like, I understand. I love that, looking at this game, there are definitely a couple sites that have this game or information, but like nobody's reviewed this. Nobody has much information about it. It's just very
Because nobody wants to
unknown.
play it.
Well, understandably.
Hey, Pika Pals. On to
Very nice. Queezer might be able to, well,
Weezer's doing the strat that I did.
Queezer isn't
Except not
controlling
quite.
this character.
Right. The game is doing this. I mean, but I guess once you line it up, I just sat there and mashed 9 to do it. But there's
Pika-Pal's death by electric skull. I don't know if Pika-Pal saved, though. Is nobody saving? I know that you listed that in your instructions.
I've seen people saving. I haven't seen people loading from their saves. They know how, right? Like I walk them through loading.
I think Pika-Pal's did load. It just loaded the fight here. Okay. So if you only have one save slot, what Pika-Pals may have thought was, let's go ahead and save before the brawl and hopefully do better so we have more chances to get through the skulls. I think just playing with one person would probably be the right idea, though. Yeah, I agree, Jeff.
Yeah, so far, the way that we're doing progress is whoever gets to the furthest level. So right now, Rich Blues and Pika Pals have both gotten to level 3.
Yes.
But they've both gotten there with one hero. So they're tied on that aspect as well. That's the secondary measure of progress. The tertiary measure of progress is who got there first.
Oh, well,
with
no
that
wonder if you're having them get there with the most number of people possible, then yeah, for sure I would go back and try this fight again because at least I know how to beat it.
Right. But I mean, and maybe they don't realize this. You can get through all those skulls with just one character, and then you get to the next level before anybody else, right? And it's going to be tough when you get to that next level.
I think I would have done what Pika Pals is doing based off of the instructions there. Thought maybe it's going to be important to have multiple people. So I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Genie is through? Dead? Dead. Not
Dead.
Through.
Yeah, the red shirts are not. I don't know.
They're the opposite of the red shirts in Star Trek. Oh. The red is from the blood of all their opponents. Yeah. Just bathing in that blood. Not really good for you, as it turns out. Lots of disease.
Pika Pals made it on with 2. So that puts Pika Pals in the lead
for sure. Very nice, Pika Pals. Very nice. And
I was worried that it was possible nobody was going to make it all that far. Okay, Pika Pals is saving. I was worried nobody was going to make it that far. I know they were going to be like, "Wow, this is impossible." So I made sure that I was able to beat that brawler level, so I could say yes, it is possible.
What about this level?
The skulls, I don't know. It's just you just got to time it. But I couldn't figure out like if it's supposed to be some sort of maze. That some of them you die no matter what, but I went down. I had my character go down.
The backstep. That was a good idea. Good thing to try. Didn't work, but good idea.
I could see that working, but I think you can go through any of them. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, you just have to have it timed right.
You just have to have it timed. Yeah.
Like perfect.
Yes. And it's weird because if you get too close, it'll kill you, even though it doesn't look like you're actually touching.
Like that right there. Yeah.
If Pika Pals can, and you can save wherever you want, right? So like Pika Pals can get one person all the way across and then save.
I'm going to go ahead and refresh Pika Pal stream. We had a little buffering there for a minute. Try to get it caught back up. Yeah. Oh, Pika Pals is through. Game saved. Okay. Good progress.
Oh, the backwards strat worked.
Well,
very nice.
Worked once. Gonna be loading. Wait, you can save partway through, but it doesn't actually save you being partway through that. Oh no.
I didn't realize that. I didn't save midway through any of the levels. I just saved when I first got to them, died, and then reloaded. But I was able to get through the skulls. They're just...
There we go! Ritz Blues is through. Actually, Ritz Blues is dead. It just played very happy death music, you know?
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get either Genie or Queezer moving on soon. But it wouldn't, I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of them are just really going to keep plowing through the first level over and over again until they get to
Pika Pals! Pika Pals made it! Pika Pals is on to fight number 2. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I think that's right. That may be as far as they get, right? Because
this fight,
when you have,
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what you do 2 against 5, right? You could probably win um, because you're manually controlling one of them. You could do that well. So we'll see. But
Yeah, my bet is that Pika Pals is not gonna have a friend after this stage if he can make it through.
yeah,
And that's a big if.
yeah. But you see, having pretty buff characters lets you actually do all right in 2 versus 5 for a while.
Oh yeah.
And since you can just keep replaying this, I think Pika Pals will eventually get through this. It's just such
my
a
gosh.
this brawl is so slow when
It's
you're doing
such a slog, yeah. Not only that, but like with one mistake, you know, there's a good possibility that you're just done.
Yeah.
Hey, Pika Pals is still doing relatively well, turning all of the enemies into bats.
Yeah.
Some of them appear to just like do a front flip and die. Oh, Pika Pals, that is a game over. Bat swoops in and says, "You're done." Why does the bat show up? Is that something that happens in Russia? When you die, you turn into a bat?
Yes. It was close though. So see what Pika Pals decides to do here. It's like it's gonna be a load. I think that's a good call because at this point, just sort of move on to the next level, which is, I think, more skulls after this one.
Ah.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see sort of the meta strategy here, because I think this game is way more interesting in a race setting, where people are having to decide how often should they go back to the beginning, and just kind of guess where everybody is. I don't know. I mean, we allow the competitors to check what place they're in, right? But,
Yes, if they ask.
but they often don't. But I think it would be pretty helpful information for them to have in this particular case.
Oh, by the way, I did find information about a character that may be used in this game, the Oopiers. They are the dead who rise from the graves at night, attack people and animals in order to drink their blood. They can look like any ordinary man, a cat, or a bat, but with red eyes. They provide the most danger for newly married couples and infants. The only way to escape them is to drive a stake into their grave. Well, we don't have any stakes, but I would guess that that is probably the closest that we have here in Russian folklore.
The thing with the skulls on it seems to be what they're referring to as the cemetery in the documentation for the game. So,
oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's nobody brought us a stake with them to drive through a grave because all the weapons are banned. All you have is your fists.
Yeah, they're generally very closely related to vampires. Turkey calls them Ubir, it looks like.
You're not allowed to have any weapons except you're allowed to have big guns.
Wait, where?
On the top left.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, Justin made me food.
Justin, what do you make?
What is it? Ooh, it's pork. And there are potatoes and there are green beans.
Nice. It's a little early to be.
That looks really good.
To be eating dinner, or is that lunch?
I haven't had lunch. Yeah,
you haven't had lunch.
No, I haven't.
Justin, why didn't you make lunch earlier?
Oh my gosh. This is amazing. You don't ask that.
Don't tell him I asked that.
I'm not telling him. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and have some of the pork cutlet with onions and sour cream on it. I'm sorry, Jeff. I know that you are vegan, but
You don't need to apologize to me.
but it's so good.
So I'm hoping Genie or Weezer make it past. It looks like Genie's getting real close.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't contemplated the possibility of a tie on the second level. I mean, I guess it would be pretty easy to resolve whoever had the. Ooh, real close.
Genie saved right before the last character here, so Genie actually got through with one person.
Yeah,
That is a solid second, if I'm not mistaken.
so that's third.
Oh, solid third, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have Pika Pals, Ritz Blues, Genie, and Queezer.
Pika Pal's stream is definitely having some problems here, though. Yeah. I might need to ping Pika Pals and see. These sound effects, they're not exactly the most motivational sound effects ever. Dong.
Genie made it through pretty well, but now sees that, gee, that's going to be a little hard to get through 1 against 5 on that level. So.
Wait. If you. Genie saved during stage 2, 4 people had died, and the game is like, hey, you have to fight 5 people. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely rude. So after the load, all of the enemies came back, but not all of your people come back. Let's just say that maybe that is a product of 1990s Russian programming.
I wouldn't. I mean, literally, yes.
It literally is, yeah.
But I wouldn't sweep with too broad a brush on this, because there were some quite good games that, or not necessarily good, but some fairly competent games that came out. Some were even good.
I mean, I'm trying to think of any. Tetris, obviously the biggest example, but I can't think of anything else.
Well, there have been all the games I've given out.
Jeff, we were talking about competent games.
Yeah, there was that full motion video thing I played for Don't Make Us Bored.
Oh my gosh, okay, that game was perfect.
Yeah. A reminder, we have submissions for Don't Make Us Bored if you'd like to try to not make Brosensha bored.
Yeah, we always have submissions open and would definitely like to see more games. Simply put, oh my gosh, the Laserdisc game that we had one time, that was hilarious and amazing. I'm so glad we got to see that. But yeah, your Russian game, I can't forget the plot twist because they were so amazing, absolutely great.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody here who might not have seen it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the things I like about Don't Make Us Bored is that there are certain games that don't fit the Kuso6rande requirements of having measurable progress and being suitable for an hour hour-long match, but you can bring them on to Don't Make Us Bored. You can bring anything onto Don't Make Us Bored, as long as it's not boring.
Mm-hmm. Even if it is boring. Sorry, I'm eating food while...
Yeah, it can be there whether it's boring or not. That's true.
Yeah, and even if it is boring, hey, you get 10 minutes, then we give you the boot. And it's actually really difficult to make a sport, is what we found. Hour, thank you so much for rating. I don't know if it went through, but thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody who has come to watch. This has been a lot of punching. I was going to say a lot of fun, but I'm not sure this game is fun.
Found it frustrating. I didn't find it fun at all. Like, I give out some platformers that are kind of tough and weird and quirky, but this game is just pretty brutal and it doesn't make me feel good playing this.
Jeff, this is a round 1 game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I give out the easy stuff.
Oh my gosh. You said it's pretty brutal, and then you're like, that's why I gave out the easy stuff. Wow.
Well, it's brutal, but on a scale of, you know, my brutality scale, this is a 1.
If it's at all on the scale, you don't want to play it, okay? That's what I'm telling everybody here, chat. If it's on Jeff's scale, just avoid.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 1. There are some games that I give out which I know are easy or not at all brutal, and that's fine. They get a 0. They're not there for that reason. They're there to be silly or something. But yeah, when I'm giving out this kind of stuff, there's goes from hard to impossible. I mean, well, you know, you'll see. I got things planned. Got a whole season planned out.
That is very, very concerning. But, you know, what's Gene Genie do? Oh, Gene Genie is deciding to play defense instead of offense. So, question. Are you able to go and help some of your other fighters fight their people?
Yeah, I mean, whoever you're controlling, you can do whatever you want. You can go over and take on one of the fighters from the other side.
I would probably want to do that rather than, you know, go 1v1 because, you know, the other fighters in my group, they're going to die. But if I go and we fight 2 versus 1, even if the guy comes down 2 versus 2, I can still hit more reliably than they can, and we might be able to start taking some of them out without losing all of our people, you know.
Yeah, I think what they expect you to do is to have some of your players defensive, pull them back.
Wait, Feltemp is saying that this game has friendly fire?
Oh, I didn't realize that. I never...
Oh, no.
Okay, Pika Pal's, that's the strategy I did. What you're seeing on Pika Pal's stream. Except for the getting hit part. But other than that, that's what I did. And that's how I got through. So I think that's a legit strategy, although it only gets you 1 person through. So, you know, I don't know. Pika Pal's has already gotten far enough with multiple people that I don't know why he's doing this. This is...
I mean, multiple as in 2. You just need 1 person to get past this stage. Considering how difficult this stage is, I would take the single person. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, but at that point, you might be reconsidering not going back from a save state. Not state, but not playing from when you had 2 people already through. You think, hey, well, 2, I could get 3 through. How greedy are you going to be? maybe 4. I don't see
This far
getting
into the
5.
match, I would not be greedy. I would just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so, because it's possible that on the second big melee round that Pika Pals could do that same strategy. It'll take a little while, but have 1 versus 5 and win.
This game is so rude. So rude.
Yeah, I also found if you get far enough to the
Pika Pals is through.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty foolproof strategy. It just takes a while. You sit there and mash number 9.
Okay, what do we have here? We have a walking house, like Final Fantasy VII stuff.
There we go. All right. So no, it is a not exactly a walking house. It is a hut with chicken legs, which is part of the Baba Yaga lore. But yeah, I'm very excited we get to see this. So that hut is invincible. You can't do anything. But yeah, I'm really glad we got to see level 5. It looks like we probably gonna have a pretty decisive victory here.
Yeah, Pika Pals just needs to watch and see where the house with the chicken legs goes.
It just goes in a horizontal line, right? And so you just need to.
There we go. Pika Pals is through. Onto a 1 versus 5 fight. Beautiful.
And again, try the same strat here, maybe. But yeah, Pika Palace is really rocking through this.
Yep, there we go. We've got the strat. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't matter if you make the fastest progress as long as you make progress, period.
Yeah.
At this point in the match, you do not want to have a big setback and go back early into the game. Just keep making a push forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought a lot about whether to let them use saves, because typically I'm not in favor of letting people save. But it seemed like it was a good call. Nobody's going to finish this game in an hour, and it saved us from having to watch that first fight over and over and over again. I mean, we did for the first 20 minutes, but there's no way we would have gotten to level 5 or 6 they're not actually numbered, so I don't know what you want to call it, but
I'm not completely sure. No, I'd call this level 6 that Pika Pals is on. Yeah.
A question from
nobody
chat,
else is getting there.
We have a question from chat. Can the hut with chicken legs hurt people that are not currently selected? Yes. So it's real hard because I don't know if it's random or the hut with chicken legs chooses the horizontal track based on where your people are, but it's real hard to get more than one through there.
Yeah. I can see that, and that sounds like an absolute nightmare. I would just get one person through. I would say, did they expect anybody to get more characters through? And the answer is, who knows? Yeah, the biggest thing, though, is that if you're trying to make sure that the people at the beginning of the level don't die, as soon as the house appears, you would have to cycle through and get them moving. And I don't even know if there's time to react to get all of them through.
Well, here's the thing. If you have 5, you can probably get 2 of them through, because it'll take the hut with chicken legs a little while to knock out all of them. But beyond that, it's real tough. Yeah,
you're telling me.
But it's still kind of neat that you get to play you get to switch characters and actually have some ability to control a 5 versus 5 fight, or
Yeah,
however many you have.
I'll
Just a
agree
neat
with you. That's a
mechanic.
rather bold move to do. Maybe having slightly better AI would have been good for, your side so that you actually had a chance to get through.
I mean, it wasn't that uncommon back in the 90s for DOS games to have some automated battles. I remember, like Castles 2, for example, you could just have the game calculate who's going to be the winner when there was a battle, and you just accepted it. Certainly, you could do better if you played it yourself, but it helps the game progress a little bit better.
Yep.
So it really would have benefited from having better AI, but it's pretty good for what it is.
I'd say so. I think this is a kind of fascinating concept, and I love using local lore as part of this. Honestly, I'm way into folklore. Guess what? That was part of my degree, part of studying in the English department in American Studies. Including it in video games adds a lot of flavor and a lot of uniqueness to what's happening here. And honestly, oh yeah?
A question about how many stages. I guess sort of depending on how you count them. I was saying that there are 8, but there is a Baba Yaga and then a dragon. And then, the castle is
You fight a dragon?
Well, sort of. You don't fight the dragon.
Okay.
You don't fight the dragon, but there is a dragon. And it's one of those things where you have to sneak around the dragon.
This has actually been a really fun match to watch. Pika Pals has been a relatively strong player, though Gene Genie generally is the one who historically has stood out and just demolished the game. Gene Genie has struggled today.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's an off day or just because it's a totally different genre than they're used to.
Yeah, have you seen this game, Jeff? I think it's the game. I do not blame anybody for not doing well in this game.
Yes. I also want to thank Belltemp for testing this out. I did flick this on somebody to get a second opinion about it, because there were... So one of the things that you're not seeing is that the game has an option for slowing down the combat, which makes the first training level a lot easier if you slow it down. At least when you're first practicing. So it decided not to let them do that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's fair. Put everybody on equal footing. It could have stayed an option, but I don't think it's required, really. Ritz is really doing his best to help out some of his other party members in these fights and not take too much damage. There we go. Good punches. Ooh, accidentally kneed his own person in the back, but that's okay. 2 down, and all of his people are still alive. Oh, most of them are still alive.
I'm glad I can keep everybody on their toes with some odd picks.
Yeah, you do an okay job with that, Jeff. Okay, 2 versus 2, 1 versus 2 for Ritz Blues. Let's see if Ritz Blues can do it. Pika Pals appears to be moving on to the next area here. Very nice. And
wow. As far as I can tell, this is the furthest anybody has gotten that I can find documentation for.
Well, that's death. Game over.
Yeah, I have no idea what the strat is for the level Pika Pals is on now. And we're probably not going to find out in the next 2 minutes, but... But do we have Pika Pals in first? I think Ritz Blues is still in second, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I believe it's Pika Pals, then Ritz Blues. If I'm not mistaken, is Gene Genie in third and Queezer in fourth?
At one point, Queezer was in third, but I think Gene Genie may have made it to the level with more people. The next level with more people. So I don't remember. Oh, Gene Genie is third. Okay. Got it. Well, it's good to see we have people making variable amounts of progress and not everybody getting walled on the same thing.
Actually, how many people did Ritz get over to the next stage? I think that's the big question. Because Ritz definitely got there first, but I don't recall how many people he got there. That's okay. We do have people who are keeping an eye on the game. Thank you so much to our head ref, Cadis, as well as some of the people who are a little bit more alert with what's happening here. And guess what? That is time. That is time. And we are done with Jeff's video game. Oh, JK, Jeff didn't make this. So maybe you will wish you could have... What? I hit the time right on the time? Oh, it's a miracle today, everybody.
GG.
I wasn't even looking at the timer when I hit time. Wait.
That is more impressive than getting to level 8 of this game.
I don't think so. I think I would be more impressed with the players doing that. So Pika Pals is definitely the winner. Ritz Blues second, Gene Genie third, and Queezer takes fourth. Honestly, no shame with any of the places in this game. I'm going to go ahead and invite Pika Pals to come chat with us if Pika Pals wishes. Yeah, how do you think the players did today?
Great. I mean, I didn't get further than the first... I got past the first melee battle to the cemetery, and I got through that, but that was it. I was done at that point. So this was just really hard. I don't know if you can tell from looking at the screen how difficult it is, but like
I think I could tell.
All right.
Honestly, this is not an easy game. Hello there, Pika Pals. Welcome. Pika Pals, I know you're here. I see you.
Right there.
Ah, there we go. Hello. Yeah, how are you doing, Pika Pals?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Do you like my game?
You know, I think I gotta take a nice nap during that last fight.
Yeah, just pushing the number 9 over and over.
Yeah, I just, held down one number, or went to the edge of the screen, held down one number, and I win eventually.
Oh, you didn't even have to push it over and over?
I mashed it when I did that, sir. I didn't know that.
Jeff, you got tired. You could have done the opposite of getting tired, like Pika, taking a nap.
Wow. I wasn't willing to risk it. I don't know.
So yeah, talk to me a little bit about this game and your experience with it. What are your thoughts about the game overall?
You know, Might have been more interesting to know how hitboxes work. If hitboxes work. If they
Yeah,
don't work, I'm pretty sure.
I think I would probably agree with you. I'm not sure they work all that well. Somebody did point out a decent way into the match that friendly fire is totally a thing.
Yeah, I did notice that when I had two characters and one of them was getting pounded on.
Yeah. At the same time, I think that the biggest thing was figuring out how to develop strats to make reliable progress, and nobody else really figured that out. All the players at the end of time, other than you, were playing on stage 2. Couple had made it over to stage 3, but we didn't see any progress past that, the one with the first electric skull stage. So yeah, you really figured out some of the strats to just make consistent progress in the game, and that's really what won the match for you.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling like my strat of holding holding 1 and 2 and occasionally switching between the two was working for like one-on-one.
Yeah.
But then I'm glad I kind of lucked into the hit the far right of the stage, or hit the edge of the stage and just hold 9 to win.
Yeah.
I just kind of got backed in there.
Yeah, Jeff was saying that that's essentially what he did as well in order to get through some of the stages. So it's not exciting progress, but it is progress. Usually I ask...
You're not going to lose. You'll win, it'll just take a while.
Usually I ask people the odds of them returning to the game from 0 to 10, with 0 being never and 10 being absolutely. I have a feeling where this would go for you, because it goes for me too.
Yeah, it's pretty low. That's for sure.
I think basically I have no desire to ever play this. I do want to see what's past the Baba Yaga, but at the same time, nobody's past it as far as we can tell.
I didn't tell the players, but you can hit F8 to skip over the level and go to the next one. So if you do want to see at some point what the other levels look like, you can get the game and just hit F8 through it and take a look.
As far as I can tell, there's still one genre you haven't quite run into. Pika Pal's an adventure type. I'm not completely sure though. I don't know. Yeah, well, there you go. There are supposedly 8-ish levels, so you really weren't too far away from the end. At the same time, I don't know. That would require booting the game up for me. And I'm not sure I want to put that effort in. Well, Pika Pals, anything you're streaming over at your channel these days? Anything you're doing that people should check out?
Not really. Doing Link to the Past rando stuff. The main tourney for that is starting up.
Ooh.
There's SRL Speed Seasons, which is over on GDQ channel. That'll be next race for that's tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody go check those out. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing part of a show for GDQ tomorrow as well, so there's a lot going on all the time over there. GDQ submissions, by the way, open through tomorrow. Get those in if you would like. Yeah, thank you so much, Pika Pals. Jeff, thank you as well. This was a very bad video game.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Take care, Jeff. Take care, Pika Pals.
See ya.
Bye. Well, everybody, we are on to the last game of the day. We do not have Kuso6rande tomorrow, just FYI, if you were planning to stop on by. But we will hopefully have some streams during the week. Don't make us bored on Tuesday. And we might be able to get a match or two during the week as well. I don't know. I'm also going to be doing some work, getting some marathon submissions together. I'll probably do that offline tomorrow, and then after that, who knows? Gonna run a quick 1-minute ad, and then we will be right back. See you in a minute.